The cap could be something that works in our favor, but I think eventually it's going to erode.
It'll be done.
So the cap is a thin layer of warm air that's right off the ground, and you can kind of think about it like a can of soda. As long as it's closed, it's fine.
Yeah.
If you shake it up and pop it, well, not so fine. And that's exactly what happens in the atmosphere. We start to build up that energy, and eventually we pop the tab, and then we have explosive development when it comes to thunderstorms. There's the hot zone, 3 out of 5 alert.
Yeah, no kidding. Colby, Hayes, Kansas, Dodge City, all the way down in through Stamford. This is an afternoon that you'll be watching, eyes to the sky. We'll watch this, and then I think after the sun goes down, we continue with the threat into the overnight hours. That'll be continuing into Friday. Chance for some of these storms to produce some tornadoes will be a concern today. A lot of the energy moving into place, and already this morning, you can feel the heat and the humidity in along portions of the not only Oklahoma City, but all the way back west to the Oklahoma and Texas panhandles. We got that dry line coming out of New Mexico and into West Texas. Dry, gusty winds bumping up against some of the moisture that's already in place, and that'll give us the chance for some of these storms to pick up. As we watch for some of the upper level winds to come in, right now they're centered over portions of, say, California, Arizona, New Mexico, but throughout the afternoon and evening gets closer to the plains. And once that happens and you got that area of low pressure in place, Britta, all of the ingredients start to come together, and we could see some of these rotating supercells by the time we get into the evening hours.
Yeah, as you can tell, Dodge City is right in the middle of the threat zone. We're just showing you the history that this place has. 2016, massive funnel rolling through Dodge City. This is an area where the cap is going to be important. So as we take a look at the temperature profile, especially for Dodge City, just as an example, right off the ground, we have this warm layer. And so what's going to be happening today is that we're building up the energy. Can we erode that cap and pop it? I think in parts of Kansas we can. There is some discussion on if this is going to happen for Oklahoma. But when we'll know that is throughout the day. So you need to be watching. We'll be tracking it here on Fox Weather because a lot of this comes down to in the heat of the moment. Where do we see this happening? Yeah. Now let's talk about what happens tomorrow. And quite honestly, Craig, yeah, exactly. It's more of a continuation. It's not today and tomorrow. It's what pops later today and continues as we go to bed tonight into tomorrow.
I would say the only difference here is the midnight hour when you start the new day, right?
Yeah.
Because it continues right into that. Des Moines, Iowa, good morning to you. You've got some clouds.
Beautiful morning.
I'll tell you what, it's great right now, but you got some sunshine in place, right? And Iowa, boy, all of you in Iowa are thinking, wow, this has been an early start to severe weather center. You are... season rather. You are absolutely right. Rogers, Arkansas, dealing with some rain.
We've had thunderstorms in northwest Arkansas this morning.
Man, yeah, and I'll tell you what, so don't think that was the
main
severe weather event, right?
Especially for Arkansas.
Seriously, because this is basically priming the atmosphere for what's to come a little bit later. Now, late tonight after 8, 9 o'clock, I think we start to see the chance for some of these storms to bubble up. Takes us through about 3 o'clock in the morning. Then we get another wave right after that. So these are coming every 12 to 24 hours, Britta, where we're seeing these waves come through in the same spot. So tomorrow we even have a level 3 there in and around portions of Des Moines, right into Kansas City. But the real estate for these thunderstorms to pop up goes all the way back to the U.S.-Mexico border. Not quite as strong, but yeah, you're going to see some energy there.
And let's focus on the highlighted area for tomorrow. So the 3 out of 5 alert stretches from Omaha into St. Joseph and Kansas City. This is going to be a 1-2 punch. You will get around later tonight while we are sleeping. Very important that you have a way to get warnings. Now, this first wave does look like it's going to be a bigger deal with straight line winds and hail, but we're also outlooked for a 3 out of 5 alert for tornadoes. I think the biggest concern with tornadoes, though, for a place like Omaha is going to be later tomorrow evening. You guys are so close to a feature called the Triple Point. That's a spot where the dry line, the cold front, and the warm front are all meeting up, and so you have the most flex within the storm present in that area. So that's going to be the spot where we have the most upward motion, and it's timing out for Friday evening. So I'm really concerned about Des Moines for tomorrow evening, or pardon me, for Omaha. Des Moines, as we take a live look at you guys, you look awesome now, but you're also in the threat zone. We're going to have to really look out for these thunderstorms as they roll through.
Yeah, no kidding. You watch that, and a lot of these pop up close to the I-35 corridor, then drift off to the east. We continue with the threat right into the weekend. Let's give you a shot of some other areas that have been affected and could be affected. Dallas, Britta, we've been talking about you again and again and again.
Yeah, it keeps popping up. You know, the threat for this weekend is actually already on the board. It's moving into the West Coast. So, these storms that come in off the Pacific, they hop over the Rockies and they reform in the Central Plains. That's the general projection that we've seen time and time again for the month of April. We really have to look out for that. And this weekend, we're going to have a huge risk. A lot of concern for Saturday. Look at Saturday's outlook. It goes from Del Rio to Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan. You're literally talking from border to border.
1,477 miles border to border, right smack just north of Dallas, through portions of Kansas City there, where we could be dealing with more in the way of the lightning, the heavy rains at times, the chance for the tornadoes into Saturday. And once again, these waves of energy coming through, and a lot of them are happening in the 8 o'clock hour, 8 p.m. through the overnight hours. It's almost like it's just constant with the waves that come through. So Sunday, now we're seeing this energy move up into the north. And again, as we're watching this with the timing, Britta, you've got a couple of waves where you might get some storms in the morning, but I say hold on, because by the evening hours, second wave comes through 8, 9 o'clock again. It seems to be like the prime number for us, where you see some of those storms pick up. It's a level 2 at this point for Sunday from the Storm Prediction Center, but you wake up on Sunday morning and that may change. So stay with us. We're going to be here all weekend long, by the way, in case that is upgraded. Especially, there's a couple of pieces there within that jet that will be coming through on Sunday. The jet right now has been over portions of Baja California. It's swinging over into the Rockies. This is what it looks like on Saturday. This is that perfect setup where you get an area of low pressure that develops over the Rockies, and that helps spark some of those storms. And ahead of it, Britta, it's just recharging, reigniting with the moisture. So once that low gets into place, the moisture's already in place, and then boom, things start to fire up along the dry line. I think Saturday evening, that's the area to watch, because you've got that dry air bumping against the humid moisture. It gets pushed up, and then boom, you got some of these storms developing.
And that's part of the reason why Saturday is going to be such a big deal, because it's going to feed off of what happens today and tomorrow. So the compounded impact here, it's like a book. You just keep going and keep going.